Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. Today is the 8th of February. Last night, President Joe Biden made the State of the Union. And as I mentioned in my previous video, is that I was not going to watch it because I know what's going on. And I indicated that it's nothing new. I've heard it all before. So I didn't listen to the Republican response because I heard that before. I know what's going on. And I didn't listen to Trump's response, if he made it, because I know what's going on there as well. And today I have made sure that I have not listened to any statements from it because I wanted to finish up what I was saying on the last video when I ran out of time. And that is this. The Democrats, what Joe Biden was doing, playing in this game that we play here in America, was stating some facts. Stating some facts that a lot of people wanted to hear. Oh, yeah, this visitor note, I was at the Cartier place this morning. Anyway, back to the subject. Saying things that a lot of people wanted to hear. This is what happens when you play that competition, that competitiveness. When you have been down and now you got a little room to shine a little bit, and you get all excited and you start showing your excitement, that is an indication that you are playing the game quite well. You're accepting the game quite well. And now that you seem to be having some winning steps, it really makes you feel real good. And that's part of the balancing act. This happens the same way on the Republican side. It's a part of the balancing act that says we can continue living in America the way we've been living all our living days here. So when I hear Joe Biden talk about the things that he's trying to do, things that many of them will never get done. He's been trying to do them ever since you've been in the world, and it hasn't gotten done yet. But he makes these gestures, and it's all good because they need to be done, but they won't get done for many reasons. But he have to come on the stage and speak to America, speak to the world about it, hopes and aspirations. And then on the other side, then the Republicans come. They don't come as partners. They don't come as those who can co-work. No, they come to put down, to say to all of Americans, these guys can't do anything. We can do better. Now, their history doesn't indicate that they can do better. Most recently, what they are doing is in an attack mood. They just want to attack. And as far as service, their service seems to be directed to those who give them money to stay up front in our face on the TV, on radio, talking smack that means nothing to us, but means everything to those who've given them the money to stay out there and give us a bunch of nothing. And we get a bunch of nothing and are confused and keep these nothings up there representing the people who give them the money. Well, and most recently, you can't even trust what the Republicans are going to say because they take a stance and, hey, bro, they just want to stick with it. It's like when Donald Trump came on the scene. He started lying all back and forth. And these guys knew that he was a liar. They told everybody that he was a liar before he got into office. But as soon as he got a little power, they fell in line like they had no power. And all of a sudden, he was the best thing since Jesus Christ. Ain't that something? And then he comes in, who have committed all kind of atrocities against America, staged a coup, and many of his people that followed his leadership are in prison. And will you believe that not only is the American justice system for white supremacy or superiority of white folks or something, not only is he able to stay out there still feeding gas on this fire, he seems to be the front runner to get back in office again. And you know everything he says is a lie. Or you don't know if it's true. Let's put it that way. And this is what you got to deal with. You got people, representatives of each of these parties, getting in a room, and they are at odds with one another. It's like the Super Bowl. Nobody's giving an inch. And you, the people, are waiting till it is over to see the outcome. One thing you can be assured when the outcome happens is there will be a winner, and there will be a loser. So there will be winners amongst the people this time, this moment, and there will be losers amongst the people, as always, this time, this moment. So I look at that. I think about that all during this time. And I know you're doing the same thing, but I'm thinking about it more than you. I'm thinking about it all the time. And I'm thinking about it not just for you as an individual, but I'm thinking about all of you. And then I'm looking at this situation, and I almost feel embarrassed. You know, sometimes you can feel embarrassed because you expect a person to have certain some morals, some home training. And when you get out and you find out they don't have any morals or home training, and you say, wow. But you know, you've been able to make it up this far, so you don't run away from them, but you just shocked. That's the way I feel about a certain number of Americans. See, a certain number of Americans talk about God. They talk about Christianity. And a certain number of Americans talk, because they came from other places, they talk about other kinds of gods and other kinds of this and that and all that. And all of these gods that they talk about are accepting what's going on today on earth or in America. Now, it's not what they are about, because at the end of life, as we know it to be, some of these God power, superpower, or supernatural powers are just God. You know what I'm talking about. They got some different plans for the people. They don't have them here, but they got some for later. And to me, that sounds as crooked can be. Because I know that the information that we are given publicly, and we use it to do the things that we do. Some of it is good, some of it is bad. Some of it is just absolutely pathetic. But if you don't know any better, you just keep trying stuff and hoping, and trial will lead to something that's better. But when you are blessed to know something, when you can come onto a dark world with the information about how to establish a computer, wow. When you can come on to the earth with information about establishing the electric lights and grid and these kinds of things. When you can come onto the earth and talk about planes and cars and dams and jets and spaceships. I mean, wow. You didn't learn that. You brought that here with you. And because you brought it here with you, everything that is able to happen now, because of it, you were an instrument to bring it in. Okay, that's established. But these people telling you about God that says this is fine. And this is what's so embarrassing. Because you talk about God is good, and you talk about you got to represent God. And you think about all the pain and suffering that's going on. And I used to be on the pulpit. Yeah, I mean, many of you might know it, many of you might not. I used to be on the pulpit preaching. Basically what everybody else been preaching, scripture, and trying to espouse on it a little bit here. What good was it? People ask me, can you pray for me? Can you pray for me? Will you pray for me? And okay, you know what you ask folks to pray for you for. So I go and pray. But if I pray, I'm looking for an answer. So I pray for what they want prayed for. And I get an answer for what I was asking for. And I come back and I share the answer. The answer is, what are you asking God to do? What you are given to do. You're asking God for relief from the pain and suffering that you have to go through. You are in control of that. Nobody can make you go along with anything. You can compromise if you want. That's okay. That's you. But if you're in pain and in suffering, it's because you are accepting something that works against you. And if something is working against you, it's not working for you because it does not come from that which is righteous. It does not come from that which is love. It doesn't come from God. And those who know God would know that and would speak that and walk according to that. So this is why I say everything that went on last night, State of the Union, and all that other stuff. But that the part that was most hurtful was to think about the people throughout this country. Many of them who are watching television, and many of them who are watching the media today, listening to that stuff, trying to figure out where they fit in. Who's giving them the winning conversation? Not is everything going to work out all right. It's who is getting the winning conversation. And I'm sitting here thinking about, you do this. What pisses me off is that God has given you a different message. A message that eliminates all this pain and suffering. A message that you should understand that the same God that made this earth, you didn't make it. This earth was given to those that live on it. The resources of the earth that people use were given to be used for the purposes for which they are being used. And the people who benefit from them, those who use them, are the ones that make them. They're the ones that create them. And the beauty of the knowing and doing it God's way is that the career that you choose is the one that gives you your greatest joy. You can't buy joy. It's just like this earth. It's given to you because you're doing the right stuff. So you got joy in your life. And because of that, you're happy. You ain't fussing with nobody. So what goes on, my friends? You're living in peace. You're prosperous. You're free. You're not worrying about anything because you met all your needs. Everybody working together for the common good. There's no reason to lie, to cheat, to steal, no hatred, no racism, no bigotry, no poverty, no crime, no violence, no lying, no cheating, no stealing. What the hell is going on in our lives that we would walk away from what God offers us and buy some Republican's perspective or a Democrat's perspective or American perspective when God's way is the only way that works for everybody? And that's what makes it easy for you to understand. If you're talking about something that doesn't work for everybody, go sit down. That's a cue. Go sit down. Because the power that made all of us is responsible to all of us. And you come in with your lying tail working for some demonicness, I guess. It ain't nothing that gives peace to everybody. So it got to be for something else. And you can't sit you down. TV camera, everything want to hear you, everything you say. Talk about God and you start running. Shh, don't say that. One reminder. The problems that we have in this world, they are of our own creation. It is this way because we walk in a different direction. See, rather than walking honoring God, this is supposed to be honoring God, not us. Honoring God, all of the things that we do, all of the things that we are about is representative of a power that made us. Can you imagine if all the artificial intelligence things all of a sudden start changing and doing things that shocked us? But then here we are, God's instruments to do things for God. But we're not doing things for God. We're doing things for whoever running this country and for ourselves. You're doing it for the one that's running this country because they changed the scheme. They changed what was going on. And then they got you to buy into it by paying you money to buy into it. So you can take that money and do the things that are natural that everybody got to do and God's already provided to do. But by you taking the money, giving allegiance a loyalty to a system that denies the beauty of life for everybody, I can't understand how come you can't understand. But all I can do is speak now and have nothing, because one person alone can only have that which the Spirit gives. But the things that I talk about, the natural experiences of life, that comes when we the people come together. We the people come together. If not, then we got that already going. There's people everywhere that got all kinds of stuff. They just got everything that money can buy. Super wealthy. So we're not talking about the individually getting together. We're talking about the everybody getting together. That's God's way. Just like everybody breathe there, I just felt I just breathed. I say, when I breathed, I thought about every last one of you breathing just like that are alive. You're breathing just like that because God designed it that you can breathe to live. And it designed it so we can live as though we're in heaven when we do things the right way. But no, y'all don't want to do it the right way. You still caught up in a lie. Well, I just had to end that way. I know things gonna change in time. Right now, next time. Bye-bye.